Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome to a very special video. Today we are celebrating the absolutely wonderful Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. She has reached 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is a gigantic achievement. Not only that, but she's also been on YouTube for 10 years, which is absolutely amazing. 10 years on YouTube. It's just amazing. It really is. So we are all here to celebrate the lovely Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And I definitely wanted to be involved in this hop because it was Christy and Christy's series, 30 Days of Sketches, that got me into YouTube a year ago. So I've just passed a year and Christy has passed 10 years, which is mind-boggling. YouTube is a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. Sometimes doesn't always work, as with me, but Christy is always there. She's always banging all the content out and just creating some amazingly, awesomely beautiful layouts, and I absolutely love her. So congratulations to Christy and thank you for letting me join in this hop. Don't forget to check out the description box down below where you will find a list of everybody playing along, including Christy's channel. Go along and show her some scrappy love because she deserves it. It's absolutely phenomenal. Can't say that word. Don't know why I put myself in that situation. So when deciding what to do, Christy basically said, I want everybody to create something that makes them happy. And that's it. Ordinarily, for something like this, a celebration hop as we like to call it, we would scrap lift the person or take inspiration from them, or they would set a challenge or something like that. But Christy just wants us to create something that makes us happy. And I believe Christy loves a bit of autumn, a bit of fall, and I really do. Like, it's nighttime, it was dark by 4:30, it's raining, it's cold, it's windy, and I'm inside scrapbooking. It's amazing. So we are going to do an autumnal wreath layout, and I am using goodies from the Flare Hut crop at the weekend, where Hey Little Magpie were there as well. So I have got 4 sneak peek new flare sets being released this week. So you can see we've got Nuts About Fall, Autumn Floral Medley, Autumnal Leaves, and 4 Seasons Autumn. And then I've also pulled out this brand new stamp, Ellie Studio Autumn Day stamp, because I want to use these leaves. And I've also got this, which is a peel apart rubber background stamp, Nature's Hike, from Simon Hurley Create. I love Simon. He is so talented. And so this is basically a 6x6 stamp, but you've got ones that come out. So it's actually 6 pieces because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Super cool. So I thought we could use some of these along with these, and these are really cool because you get the background and then you get the inner bit as well, so you can get some really fine detail going on. I've got these houses because, hello, it's Ellie Studio and they are houses and I love them and I need more. So I thought we would use a couple of them. And then I've got all of the autumnal goodies from JD3D. I think I've basically got everything apart from the pinky ones. So Colours of Autumn, love this, leaves, hand-drawn, amazing, and Autumn Memories. I think I may use this title as 2, so I'm going to have autumn for this layout and then add something like cozy autumn or something like that. And then I've got some bits and pieces from Pink Fresh Studio Good Times. I don't have this full collection, this is all I've got from this collection. Ephemera, wood accents, journaling bits and frames. So I thought we could build in a couple of these, maybe grab another word from here, and then maybe one of these circles because they work with a wreath and flare. It all works amazingly well together. And can we just take a moment, mixed media again, Adam, Scrappy Adam, mixed media again. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to use these. I'm going to do it. If I don't do it now, they'll stay in the packet forever. These are Lindy's Magicals. So Lindy's Magicals from Lindy's Gang. stocked at Hey Little Magpie. It's a new to them product. They have never stocked it before, but they do now. This is the Haunted Halloween set, and I'm going to use the Hagwort Orange. Hagswort Orange, sorry. I was thinking then whether to use the green as well, which is Freaky Franken Lime. The other colours are Tainted Love Teal, Screaming Banshee Black, and Witch's Potion Purple. So I don't know if we'll get those ones on here or not, probably not. And I have ascertained that I may well need some more colours of these. Just saying. So you can see they come, you get this tube. So at the minute, Hey Little Magpie just stock these sets. Works out cheaper because you're getting 5 for £20, I believe. And I think they're £5 each, £4 each. 4, 8, 12, 16, 2. No, so it must be £5 because it's cheaper. And you get just this little pot. It's tiny. You get 6 grams in each. Now, at first glance, you might think, wow, well, that's not much. But having seen Sarah use it, that is a lot. This will last me like 10 years. Obviously, it's better to use your product, not stash it. But yeah, they are amazing. So I'm going to use what's it called? Hagswort Orange. Clever. I would assume that's meant to be Hogwarts Orange. But obviously they can't use the word Hogwarts. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to keep this one out as well, which is Freaky Franken Lime. Freaky Franken Lime. Clever. Okay. I'm quite happy. It's really nice. It's nice to be scrapping again. I think, let's touch wood. I think my mojo is returning. Hasn't returned, but is returning. Let's say that. So I have got this gorgeousness. Vicky Bootin White Foundations Mixed Media Art Paper. Really heavyweight because I want to paint on it. And I have already drawn my circle after the fiasco of me and a compass. I wasn't doing that on camera again. But there is a circle. I've probably drawn it too thick, like too heavy. I should have done it lighter, but we'll work with it. I have this paper, which is full of pumpkins and leaves and plants and orange. It's Echo Park. It's quite an old one. 2019, my favourite fall. And it's Fall Friends because the B-side is this one. Or this is the A-side. So it's the one with the raccoons and the owls and the foxes and the deer and the hedgehogs and the squirrels. I love this paper. But I do have another one. And I need orange. It's going to be a very orange autumn layout. And then I also have this, which is Simple Stories Cozy Days from 2020. The new autumn collection, which is available at Hey Little Magpie, is really, really nice, actually. But I don't need autumn. What I love about Simple Stories tag paper is you get all these gorgeous designs. Some of them have icons. Some of them have florals. Some of them have text and phrases and titles. But if you don't like that, like if I don't like this one, probably not going to wear that. I'm not going to wear the jumper, but I'm not going to use the tag either. Turn it over and I've got a plain journaling tag with some pattern up here. You can just tuck them in. Love it. And I have already cut the tag that I want, which is Have a Cozy Day. And it's this gorgeous burgundy, is it? With some pink and green. And I've got a bronzy copper eyelet with orange twine. But I love that side as well. So if I don't want to use that and have that there, I'll just turn it over. Simple as. My eyelet will be the wrong way, but let's not sweat the small stuff. Now, controversially, I am going to stick my paper to my background first. Because it is going to warp a little bit, I would imagine, because my mixed media is going to be water heavy. So rather than then put it on one key, I would rather just get it on and take my chances. So I love that because it's going to be a white background with a wreath and then that gorgeous orange peeking through. And it's not solid orange because we've got all these white lines. You can't tell what they are, but you can tell that there are some leaves. That's good for me. let's get this stamp out. I love this. I got this. It's Sarah's fault that I got this and them and all of that. It's all Sarah's fault. She was doing beautiful things with it. And you know, you see somebody do beautiful things with it, you need a bit of it yourself. And I don't think I've used this Simon Hurley Create stamp before. So it'll be good to get this used as well, guys. I need to start stamping a lot more because I love it. I just don't do it. So I am determined to use my stuff. That's what it's all about. So you can see these just come out. So if I pull all of them out, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the other one? Oh, there isn't. So you get 5 pull-out bits, which are these, and then you get the background as well. And then you just pop them back in and you can stamp it as a complete background as well. I just think that's really cool. I've got a couple like this and it's just a bit different. Just a bit different. And obviously when you put them back in, you're going to stamp as a complete 6x6. So you're not going to know, really, that they come out. It's clever, isn't it? Clever, clever. Okay. You just have to push them in because some of them don't want to go back in. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to use this Lindy's Magicals. I always want to say Lindy's Magical something, but it isn't. Lindy's Magicals. First things first, do not, I repeat, do not follow this as an instruction on how to use these because I've never used them before. I am purely going off what I saw Sarah do. And I may have remembered that wrong because that has a habit of happening. So I'm just going to do what I think and hopefully it will work out okay. That's all I'm going to say. So let's give it a try. So open the pot. That is always a good start. And inside you're going to find the lid. But once you open the lid, you're going to find powder. You can see how shimmery that is. Now, this is bordering on being a bit glittery, and I have a glitter phobia, but I'm going to do it. So you have this powder inside. So it's basically, Sarah described it as a mica mist without the mist. So it's mica powder, and you're making it into a liquid. And you only need the tiniest amount. So I'm just using this palette knife and I'm just going to put literally, see if I can't see my camera, so I don't know if you can see this. Literally like that much. We're just going to put onto some plastic. Okay, and then close the lid so that it doesn't go everywhere, because if your name is Scrappy Adam, you will knock that pot everywhere. And then you're going to add a little bit of water. I've only got this water spray, but you can just add it with your brush, should you prefer. I'm just going to wipe that to get all that glitter off. And then mix it in. So you can see it's proper going a gorgeous colour. Add a bit more water and you're going to get different shades. And then all I'm going to do is paint on like this. So very, very basic. I am not a mixed media guy. I am not an artist. Now, when Sarah did it, she got different shades of stuff. I don't know how that happens. I'm just impressed I'm using a mixed media product again. And only 2 days after I got it. Okay, so we're just going to keep coming round and round. Like so. So you can see that little tiny bit of powder has done me all the way around, like so. So that's given us our wreath shape instantly. It's not covered the pen mark, and that's okay. I don't need it to. Now what I'm going to do is go back in with a bit more powder and see if we can get another shade or another part of it. So we're just going to add a bit more powder. But this time I'm not going to add half as much water. In fact, let's see if we just add it to what's on here. Just experiment. That's what I'm finding. You just need to experiment. There are ways to use products, but you can also experiment, try your own thing. If it doesn't work, it's just a bit of powder and a bit of plastic. It's not the end of the world. So now we've got a different shade because that's highly pigmented there. So I'm just coming back in with this one. And you can see it's lighter and darker. It's just amazing. So I'm going to keep coming round to add a bit of that darker colour. I do need a little bit of water now. Just going to keep coming in. Spread it around so we get that dark colour. Look at that orange. I love orange. What's your favourite colour, guys? Let me know. I don't know if orange is my favourite. Maybe blue's my favourite colour. But I am a big orange fan. So we're just going to keep coming out. And now what I'm going to do is flick it out a little bit, like this. So just sort of building up the layer. I talk like I know what I'm doing. I really don't. And I probably don't talk like I do. I'm probably talking a load of gibberish, but I'm here, scrapping. You're watching, so I've got to say something. Hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. So we're just going to make it a little bit bigger. Flicked out a bit. These are super cool. Just going to add a bit more water and we're going to get another shade of orange because we're diluting that powder a little bit more. See, I've come way too out there, and that's okay. My photo can go there, and you won't see it. Ordinarily, I would have thrown it in the bin at that point because I'd have been wound up with myself. Okay. Keep going round. And I would say that's about done. So I'm just going to put some water there to get the most of the ink off my brush. There we go. That can just go in the bin. That's just a little bit of packaging that I just don't need. So now I'm going to add a bit of green, I think. So this is dry. I went ahead and added some green. Don't know if that was the right decision or not, but I'm stuck with it, so I'm not going to dwell on it. And we're going to do, can't talk, and we're going to use it. So you can see the sparkle. There we go. So you can see that really shimmery with the Lindy's Magicals. Again, Lindy's Magicals from Hey Little Magpie, if they float your fancy. Whilst I was waiting for that to dry, I did go off and find some leafy die cuts. This isn't quite dry, but I'm going to carry on. I'm going to be a rebel and carry on. And these are from Ellie Studio. These are autumn die cuts. They're from last year. I don't think she came out with any leafy die cuts this year, which is a shame. This is from this year, so it's a mix of autumn and Halloween in terms of these bits. And then also the Autumn Hearts and Stars puffy stickers. And then I also remembered I had these, which are the Sincere Sentiments acetate stickers. Excuse me. They have an autumnal vibe. And the Home Sweet Home stickers. So we may use some of them as well. The photo is one of me. It's not a good photo at all, but it's me in a snuddy. Now, I may sound sad, but I own a snuddy. and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And this was actually taken tonight, and it's just all about autumnal coziness. And it's raining outside, it's cold, it's wet, it's all that good stuff, and we're inside scrapping. It's perfection. So I'm just documenting an everyday moment. So, what I also want to do is work in some of these pieces, especially these leaves. So I'm going to leave these leaves here. I'm going to leave the houses there. The things like frames, flare, wood veneer, puffy stickers, all of that malarkey, that can come after. Now, I want to focus on stamping and these ephemera pieces and JD3D pieces. So, I think first off, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I have got some ink, always useful to have if you want to stamp. So I've got gathered twigs, candied apple, carved pumpkin, wild honey, bundled sage, evergreen bough and pine needles, and I do also have black soot as well. And I think we're going to start with bundled sage and wild honey and see how that goes, and establish whether I want to add anything a bit more colourful or not. So I'm going to pull off one of these, and first off I'm going to try stamping the background of the leaf first, the main colour. These are all new, so I'm just wiping it on there. And we're going to go with wild honey, ink to the stamp, got to remember that. There we go. And I'm just going to go a bit, I'm going to start here actually. So if it, no, this is the corner where my photo's going. I'm going to start here as a test, because if I don't like it, I can then use my photo to hide it. And I'm just going to wipe that. Once I know that I like it, I'll do a few at a time. But for this one, I just want to make sure it works. And I think we'll use this little, I don't know what you call it, veins? Innards? Innards sounds a bit creepy. Ooh. See, this is why I don't do stuff. I get it everywhere. Okay. So then you stamp this on top of the leaf. And it gives you that gorgeous detail. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look at that. Yeah, so that works fine. So, let's stamp a couple of these. See, I forgot ink to the stamp. So we're going to just sort of come quite randomly, really, around our wreath to add in some of these. I want them to be both sides, both directions. Nothing orderly, nothing symmetrical or any of that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with 6. Ooh. 7 and 8. 9 and 10. So as you can see, I've gone completely random there with where I'm putting them, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to carry on that because this is going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to use this one and this one next, and then mix it up between all 3 of those, and then we'll come back, start layering some of these and maybe, actually before I go, let me use one of these Simon Hurley Creates stamps. Let's use this one. It's a bit like a maple leaf. I don't know if it is. No, it's not. But a bit like it. And I think for that one, I'm going to use now Now I'm going to use pine needles just to have a bit of a darker green. So let's come in. These are rubber backed stamps. So it's the red rubber ones. And I'm just going to go round. I think with this one, I'm going to use them near where I've stamped the first Ellie's one. So like this. So my aim is to have a wreath of leaves, as I'm sure you've guessed. And that's going to be a mix of stamps, stickers, and ephemera, and 3D printed products from JD 3D. Okay, so we've got 3 more to do. So I'll do these with you guys, and then I'll go off and finish the stamping. And we'll come back and do some ephemera placement, some 3D placement, get our photo on, and there won't be much embellishment beyond the leaves, because I don't think we need to detract away from these gorgeous leaves. I'm going to add a couple of extra ones of these, just because I can, and they are gorgeous. And I will be right back with you. So, I went a bit crazy with the stamps, and this is the result. Now, I've noticed up here, I've got a bit wonky. It's not a perfect circle because of the way I had done the Lindy's Magicals. So, it's not the end of the world, but it is bothering me, but we'll cover that. It's fine. So, that is all stamping on top of the Lindy's Magicals. So, I'm just going to show you around it. Look at the detail of these stamps. It's absolutely amazing. I've also used this circular cozy and heart as well, and a couple of the Simon Hurley Creates stamps. So now I do want to add some of the 3D printed. So we've got orange, gold and brown, and the detail is amazing. So let's just put those ones down. Then we have these ones which have been hand doodled, which I just think is an awesome touch that you're not going to get in very many places at all. I love them. Everybody knows I've been a fan of JD 3D. James is such a lovely, lovely chap. He's got an awesome mentor in his mum. So, is there any wonder? I love it. Right. Get rid of this and let's add some of these. I'm going to use Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to adhere these. And I'm going to go quite random. So this is going to go down here somewhere. I'm just going to place it there just so I don't place any of these on top. And I'm just going to pick up some of these. And you've got the detail of the leaf in and amongst it. And I'm just going to layer them on top. I have to say, everybody needs this stamp because the way that you can have the solid of the leaf with the detail is amazing. And something I have never come across before. I'm sure there is. I just personally have never come across it. And I'm a huge fan, huge fan. So happy I've used them immediately after getting them and not hoarding them. So as you can see, I am going quite random, as I said I would, using different leaves, just adding a bit of glue to adhere it down. And that's where we're going to get some of our texture from. Whilst I am doing that, I'm going to use some foam dots on some of the ephemera leaves. I'm not going to use them all because I don't want to cover all that stamping up because it took absolutely ages. But I was into the groove. But I do want to add a couple, and I'm going to add them up here in the hope that it sort of levels out a little bit. So I'm going to add this one, and let's add this green one and see where we're at then. So feel like we need something else. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and add this green one as well. And I like that these mimic the shape of the other ones. So you can see that has rounded that a little bit, not much, but just a teeny tiny bit to give it more of a wreath shape, since I kind of messed that up a little bit, shall we say. And of course I did want to add some of these houses, but I'm not sure whether it's going to work now because I've gone stamp heavy, but I am going to add some anyway. I think I can still make it work, so I'm going to add a couple there. Let's add one here, and when I add a house, I'm adding a heart with it as well, for no reason other than I want to. Let's have a look. I'm not going to add one with that. See, I'm flitting, I'm excited with this layout. I absolutely love it. It's full of detail and texture. So we're going back to the JD 3D, adding a few more of these leaves. I need another pack of these, I think. They are available in the Hey Little Magpie shop now. They're not going to be around for long, so if you love some leaves, go grab them. Go grab them while you can. And as I said, I've done in and out of our circle. I didn't want to focus just on one. It's got different levels of detail, but I have added detail to both. Okay, so we're going to add another house. Let's add one up here. So it's just something different to add to a wreath. Like you would, I wouldn't anyway, think to add some houses to a wreath. But actually it works, and that's the beauty of Ellie's studio. It just works. We don't know why, it just does. Okay, now the question is, do I want to add a big leaf, or am I happy with the small leaves? And I think the answer to that is going to be, I'm happy with the small leaves, apart from this one. Okay. I'm going to add that there. Okay, so I've used quite a few of them. They just work beautifully. As soon as I saw these leaves and as soon as I saw the houses, I knew I wanted to do a wreath layout. Don't know why, can't explain it, just did. So I'm glad I have. And I do want to do a wreath layout with just the houses as well. That will be super fun. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there with the 3D. So I'll just see. Let's have a look what we've got on these sticker sheets. These are from last year as well, I believe. So on the one side, we've got loads of labels. On this one, we have got words, phrases, leaves, and so on. So I'm going to add a couple of elements around the wreath. Let's get this photo stuck on. I want to use one of these frames behind the photo. I'm not sure I'm going to be using the Pink Fresh ephemera, word ephemera. Okay. So I want that frame there, and I think I'm going to use half of the frame here. So let me just cut this in half. It's thin chipboard, so you shouldn't have an issue doing that. And it means you get to use it twice, which is always good. And then our photo will simply sit on there like that. And I think I'll even put this one there. So we've got a frame going on. I just need to cut off a bit of this. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then I'm sure we'll add in some labels and so on. So I am going to add, can you guess, some fun foam. Fun foam. Let's add this in between here. So I am covering up some of the wreath. That was inevitable. I kind of used where I knew the photo was going as a bit of a test area to allow me to test out different stamps and colours. Because at one point I wanted to add red, wasn't sure if it would work. So I just added it there and it would. So I did. Okay. I'm going to add some adhesive to here. And then this is where our photo's going. Love it, guys, love it. Okay. So that is going there, and then I think, as I said, let's bring in a label, and I think it's going to be this yellow one, which I'm going to tear because I only need to use a bit of it, so I might as well keep the other piece. And that's just going to go underneath like so. I'm going to use this hello piece down here. And then if we come to our JD 3D items, which I don't know where I put them. Did lose anything, mate? There it is. We have got an autumn title. So our title is going to be Hello Autumn. There we go. Bish bash bosh. So that's going to go there, and I've overlapped it like so. The glue will dry clear, so I'm not worried about that. We've got this and then as well that I'd like to add in some of, as well as some flair. And I am going to use Nuts About Fall. And that's all I'm saying. You can catch what it is in our new release coming up. Where have I put the foam dots, guys? Where have I put the foam dots? There they are. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, which is a gorgeous deep brown. And I'm going to add them in near where I've stamped circles. Because circles with circles with circles works sarcastically. I was trying to be clever then and it didn't work. Okay, let's add in this brown one. There are brown flair, I know. It's not a colour we use often, but I think in autumn we're allowed to have some brown. I think. I'm not sure Helen would agree, but you know, that is Helen's challenge, to use brown. Okay. I'm going to add one in there. So I've used 4 flair. They just add the finishing touch for me. And I'm going to use some of the circular heart ephemera, using another foam pad because they're perfect for them. You could just add a bit of tape adhesive and layer one over your flair as well, which we may well do. Let's do that with this orange one. So just add in a bit of adhesive there and sort of overlapping it with the flair. Love how that looks. This has turned into a long video and I really didn't want it to be because we're celebrating Christy. So my sincere apologies. If you stuck it to the end, well done. Amazing. Thank you. If you have fast forwarded, good on you. Because I can ramble on, and I know I can. I'm going to add a leaf on top of that flare. And then for the final touch, 2 final touches, I'm going to add one of these. Let's add... Now, I was intent on adding a circular one, but now I've seen this live in the moment, I think I'd like to add that just about there. Let's have a look. Golden skies, crisp nights, falling leaves. I love that. Nope, we don't need 2. That's fine. No, I love that there. I have wasted a JD3D there, but what I'll do after I finish filming is just take that off and get the JD3D off. The paper's still a bit wet, so I don't want to risk it now. So I'll just place that on there carefully and do it after the camera has stopped filming. Because the last thing I want to do is ruin this layout. Now, of course, I haven't used my tag. And I don't think I will now. Don't think it goes with it, and that's okay. So now I'm just going to go through and add in some of these puffy hearts from Ellie Studio. These are the autumn hearts. Autumn hearts and stars, and they've got dots and stripes and half effects, and I love them. So we're just going to add different ones across the page. I have added pops of blue, and I love that Ellie includes blue in her autumn collections. I think that's really, really neat. The non-traditional. I am a big, big lover of blue. So we're just going to continue with some of these. And I love this layout. I have to say, I wasn't sure at one point, which is usual for me. But I personally think it's turned out rather good. And it's more mixed media. I don't know what's going on. It won't last forever. So if you love mixed media, enjoy it while you can. Because it won't carry on much longer. But I'm pleased to be scrapping again. I was getting a bit worried. Getting a bit worried there because my mojo just would not come back no matter what I did, no matter what I tried. But sometimes you just have to give it time. I've had a lot going on. I'm working hard to get caught up and sort things out. And sometimes it's just not there. It does come back. Crop, that's what you need. Crop, that'll get it back. I'm sure that's what's done it for me, without a doubt. I'm going to add this one in just because I've only got one left. What's the point in keeping it? And that's going to do it, guys. There is my layout. I'm going to give you some close-ups here. Some close-ups just to see the detail and texture. I hope you love it as much as I do. I am really pleased with that. And I think it looks more of a wreath shape than it did at one point. I love the houses. I love this. Yeah, super proud of this. And I love the JD3D. So once again, we are here to celebrate Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Thank you so much for inviting us to take part in your celebration, Christy. I would never have missed this, because you are such a huge part of the scrappy community. You do so much for everybody else, so I'm glad we can all celebrate with you on your 10 years on YouTube. 10 years, guys. I was only 23. Insane. 10 years on YouTube, and of course your 5,000 subscribers. Huge congratulations, and thank you for letting me play along with you. Before I go, I'm going to stamp the dates. So the date is the 30th. There we go. Just because it's one of my new things that I'm trying to do. Oh, I think I've done it wrong. So I've got 1910.03 now. Okay, I'll do that off camera, guys. But yeah, thank you so much to Christy, and thank you to you guys for hanging around, spending time with me. Check out the description box, pop along and watch everybody else playing along in this hop, because we're all here to celebrate Christy and her awesomeness. So you don't want to miss all of the awesomeness that we'll be partaking. Thank you, and I will see you very soon for another video. Happy November, happy autumn, happy scrapping.